Welcome back to the Lawkward Chronicles. My name is Larissa, and today we have our Lawkward Book Club episode of The Hotel Nantucket by Elin Hilderbrand. Alright, just as a reminder, this is a book club discussion, so there are spoilers of this book, The Hotel Nantucket by Elin Hilderbrand, so if you haven't read it yet and you want to read it without any spoilers, please exit out and check out my spoiler-free reading vlog, which is the video posted right before this one, so easy find and I'll link it up above. So, there, plenty of options. Alright, 2 seconds. Okay. Welcome back! I am so excited I'm always excited, who am I kidding? But I just love book club episodes. I think it's so fun. It's a fun way to immerse yourself more in the story, as well as like you read it and really think about it. This one is going to be definitely a more relaxed book discussion, so nothing too crazy happening here. We don't have to use our brains this summer too much, okay? Summer vacay up here right now. Let's read the synopses. Fresh off a bad breakup with longtime boyfriend Nantucket sweetheart Lisbeth Keaton is desperately seeking a second act. When she's named the general manager of the newly renovated Hotel Nantucket, a Gilded Age gem rescued from neglect, she hopes that her local expertise and charismatic staff can win the favor of the London billionaire owner Xavier Darling, as well as that of Shelley Carpenter, the wildly popular Instagram tastemaker who can help put them back on the map. And while the Hotel Nantucket appears to be a blissful paradise, complete with a celebrity chef-run restaurant and idyllic wellness center, there's a lot of drama behind closed doors. The staff and guests have complicated pasts, and the hotel can't seem to overcome the bad reputation it earned in 1922 when a tragic fire killed 19-year-old chambermaid Grace Hadley. With Grace gleefully haunting the halls, a staff harboring all kinds of secrets, and Lisbeth's own romantic uncertainty, is the Hotel Nantucket destined for success or doom? I will say this is definitely like a drama but beachy read. Like the drama isn't so heavy that it's anxiety driven, but it's just enough to keep you entertained, as well as like the hot goss on the beach. And as you saw in my reading blog, we went to the beach and it was the beautiful vibes reading this book on the beach. 10 out of 10 would recommend. If you can find a body of water, some sand to lay on, definitely recommend it because it was wonderful. Or even chilling by the pool, who am I kidding? Any water. Get yourself outside, get some vitamin D. Let's do the questions first, and then I'll talk about some initial stuff that we don't cover in the questions. These questions are from, I have the site linked below along with the questions in case you want to answer any in the comments below. Feel free to. It's from julesbueno.com. It's linked there. Oh, also, Lisbeth likes to braid her hair in 2 braids, and so do I, so I had to do it for this one because obviously gotta be on theme. First question is, have you ever visited Nantucket? If so, how did the description compare? I have not been. I 1000% want to. I actually was talking with one of my besties. We were wanting to do a Boston Cape Cod trip, but now I want to do Boston, Cape Cod, and Nantucket. That might be a little pricey, but I definitely want to go there for at least a night or two just to experience it. It sounds so lovely. Just the way Ellen describes things is phenomenal. The way she describes food particularly, oh my gosh. I was getting so hungry every time food came up. It just sounded immaculate and I cannot get over that. But it just seems so fun and like just a great little beach town, but make it fancy. Also, I do plan to bring the blue book in case I ever do make it out to Nantucket, because that thing will come in clutch. That was such a nice little addition at the end of this book, was the blue book. I can't get over that. That is so cool that she included it. It was just amazing. What was your favorite detail of the Hotel Nantucket? I loved the description of the lobby, especially the whale ship chandelier. I thought that was so cool. So I just love chandeliers. Oh, I definitely loved the description of the lobby the most. I thought it was very inviting, but like just so cool. Yeah, not like stark clean like some hotels are, which I do enjoy that, but this one definitely has character built into it, which is awesome. What was your favorite food description? I would say the thing that I remember the most is when Mario sent Lisbeth that little box of apps. the homemade pizza roll, the church deviled eggs, the little treats. Oh, every time she took a bite of one, I'm like, I want it, share, please. Also, I just now have a craving for deviled eggs, so I might have to make some very soon. Or like egg salad. Egg salad sounds really good right now. It sounds amazing. I don't have any eggs. That doesn't matter. Anyway, but yeah, that little box of appetizers, oh, that sounds so freaking good. Are you kidding me? Homemade pizza rolls? Yum! Who was your favorite staff member? I am gonna say Magda English because she is just a boss ass bitch. Like, she runs a tight ship, but when she's off work, lets her hair down, she just turns into a whole different person, and also never recognizes her staff outside, which I think is so funny. She is just the coolest, and I love how like of a hard worker she is and how detail oriented she is. But yeah, like I said, when she's out of work, she's like, psh, work? What is that? She's super generous with her money, and she has a lot of it, and wow, she is goals. And who is your favorite guest? I really don't remember many of the guests besides Kimber and her kiddos, and so I'm gonna say Kimber, who is also Shelley Carpenter. Definitely thought she was a con artist or something. Like, when she showed up with her dog too, she didn't have a credit card. Also goes to show, please, please, women of the world, we need to have our own bank accounts and our own credit cards separate from your spouse. This is such a common thing. It's such a high form of abuse is financial abuse. So please, please, I know like if you and your hubby or your significant other combine finances, that's so wonderful. It's good for you. But at least have one bank account and one credit card open in your name without them attached in case shit hits the fan. Like, you never know what could happen in the future. So please have a separate account and card just in case of emergencies. Oh my gosh, because exactly what Kimber happened, like she only had 2 credit cards that were both shared with her significant other, who they were canceled and she wasn't able to use them, so she wasn't able to put that down. That just needs to be a really big discussion point because that really freaks me out. Okay, so yes, Kimber paying in cash, I definitely thought she was very suspicious and was up to no good. And the fact that Grace sensed some bad juju coming off of her, I want to know what that's about. What did you make of the use of a ghost to tell part of the story? I loved Grace's POVs. They were my favorite. I wish we got more of her POVs, to be honest. She was just floating around having a good time as a ghost, vibing. She was just straight vibes. Like, she wasn't like causing much ruckus unless it was somebody that was absolutely horrible. But she's like Casper the Friendly Ghost. She's so friendly and she's just so fun. Wants her story to be told, obviously, but she's not doing anything super destructive unless they're bad people. Which that one guy 100% deserved it. He deserved way worse than what he got for what he was doing to Alessandra. Which character grew the most over the summer? I would say either Chad or Alessandra. Alessandra still has her bad girl tendencies, but Chad definitely buckled down and really focused on working and trying to right his wrongs. Definitely his situation was very sad and he obviously felt bad about it, and so I think he had the most growth. Which character did the worst things in your view? Alessandra or Richie? Richie for embezzling, that was not cool, not good. Stealing people's credit cards, like that is, he definitely deserved to be escorted off by the FBI. Again, his situation sucks because his ex-wife kind of threw him under the bus and he didn't really have an out or any financial security, so like I get it in the act of desperation, but not okay ever. And Alessandra, man, she did some shady things, and as well as blackmailing the Bick family after helping Edie from getting blackmailed from her ex. Like, that was not cool. Not cool. And also setting up Lyric. That if Lyric was a bad person and deserved it, it might have been okay. I might have been like, okay, but like, she was pregnant and should have been a joyous occasion with her husband, who she did not cheat on. And instead, like, she could have damaged a friendship, probably did, and just a bunch of other stuff. Like, that obviously the Bicks Mr. Bick, whatever his name is, deserved a lot. Like, that was disgusting what he did, and two to tango, I get it. But there could have been a more graceful way to not involve another couple in their relationship in it. And Bick can rot in hell. The plot twists surprise you. Okay, so when Alessandra planted lyric stuff over there, I was shocked. My mouth dropped open. That was a big shock. Edie, when I did see that one coming, I knew what her ex-boyfriend was blackmailing her with. That was pretty obvious, and I loved when Alessandra put that douchebag back in his place and got her money back. And what Edie said is the shame women have not turning in their blackmailers or those type of people like her ex-boyfriend. That's the reason why women don't turn those people in, because they're embarrassed and ashamed. And especially since Edie grew up in such that small community and knows the sheriff, and it's embarrassing for her that she would have to expose that. So yes, completely understand like why she didn't go to those authorities. I wish she would have gone to the authorities back at her college town, or even Arizona where he lives, but that would have just been a mess. So I'm glad Alessandra took care of it, and I'm glad Edie is no longer getting blackmailed and got her money back, because that sounded awful. And then yeah, Richie committing fraud. I mean, we all knew he was up to something salacious, but taking guests' credit card like that is not good. Also, I'm surprised that it didn't result in more cancellations or more people calling based off of these transactions or whatever he was doing with selling these credit card and ID information. He definitely deserves to have been escorted off by the FBI. He's such a nice man, and I feel really bad about his situation prior, but that does not excuse that behavior. Chad, with Patty's accident, it was an actual accident. I thought it was something like a hazing situation, or Chad turned his back on Patty or something like that. It was an honest to goodness mistake, and Chad should have been aware of his surroundings. He shouldn't have been that drunk or up on things, and he didn't have any regard prior to that and was not held accountable for his actions. The fact that that accident happened is probably the best thing that happened to Chad's character, which is horrible. I hope Patty lives a better life and learns to adjust without the vision in his left eye. But also the fact that the house also caught fire and burned down and his dog died. That was the dog dying. That was so sad. Like all of it so sad, and all of it happening at once, crazy. And the fact that his parents covered it up and bribed people, like that's weird to me. The fact that his dad was a working class person and married into a wealthy, like his wife was very wealthy, I feel like he forgot his roots of what it's like to be in the middle class, and they have taught Chad nothing. And so I'm glad Chad took that upon himself to get to work and be proud of something that he did that was honest and hard, and he definitely grew from it, and I love that for Chad. So really sad circumstances though. It would have been one thing if it was just like the fire, but the fact that he blinded his best friend was horrible. And then Magda being a boss ass bitch, like wow. I thought she was gonna be like Xavier's like Xavier, obviously. When we found out their connection initially, I'm like, oh, he's bankrolling her. He is sending her money, wine and dine, and like buffering her accounts. No, she invested that money herself. She is her own queen. And I love that for Magda. So that was really nice to see that she was not ever dependent upon Xavier. She just invested in some opportunities with his companies, which blew up. So she took her financial future into her hands, and it shows for it. And I love Magda. What a woman. No wonder Xavier is in love with her. And the fact that she turned him down. And then the fact that because Xavier got turned down by Magda for the proposal, and then he immediately leaves like with his tail between his legs and then decides to sell the hotel. Like, dude, you are messing with people's livelihoods. This is not a game. So I'm very, very happy that Magda and Chad's dad bought the hotel, and I just love that so, so much. Yeah, and I think his dad, once Chad expressed to him his feelings about this job and like what it meant to him, I think his dad realized, oh crap, like I haven't done this in so long. So I'm glad that his dad is coming around, and he said, I'll be proud of him even if he works at the hotel, but also showing him what is available to him working at his father's firm and the impact that he can make on communities like Nantucket and projects like that, and buying hotels and that mean something to the community. So I think that was also a really good lesson too, to show Chad the opportunities that could be available to him working at his father's firm and like the good that they could do there as well. And then Grace, I love that Jackson was actually in love with her and hated his wife, because his wife sounds horrible. But yeah, it was a different time and just a horrible situation. And yeah, Jackson's wife sucks. Yep. And I thought it was super weird that Grace finally was ascending into the afterlife, but then realized, nah, she'll stay another summer. That's all she's wanted, is to move on. But I mean, she did get attached to everybody. But hopefully with that, she'll make herself more present and like make it more of an experience to stay there, as in like more hauntings and stuff, that it's more obvious that it's her. That would be really cool. And then the last question is, what do you think is in store for the Hotel Nantucket and the characters next summer? I think Edie will be more confident due to more experience from the summer as well as at a different hotel. And maybe her and Zeke will finally have a proper summer romance or end up together and in love. That would be cute. And Elizabeth and Mario, I think, will continue to blossom their relationship, potentially get married, definitely move in together. You can tell that they just really genuinely love each other, and I'm happy that she has a healthy relationship again. I think they'll continue to make the hotel the best place to be, work-wise as well as customer experience-wise. Also, Grace will probably amp up her haunting for the publicity of the hotel. Like, we love a hard-working ghost. Also, I really hope Kimber and the kids come back next summer. That would be so wonderful, and they would be welcome back with like family and with open arms. I love that she was Shelley Carpenter and awarded the Hotel Nantucket 5 stars or 5 keys, even though she was there kind of at the beginning of figuring things out and it wasn't going as smoothly. But I love that she did that. Weird that she retired, but happy that she's going to be around to spend time with her kids more. So that was wonderful. With Magda owning the hotel now, I think she's going to be running even tighter ship. Like she's going to be a really, really good owner, and things will get done. And I mean, not that they weren't before, but she will continue to run a tight ship at a higher level. Along with Chad, I think Chad would be a really great night auditor if that's what he wants to do and explore. Or it would be even cooler for him to maybe even do the night auditing, but also like work at his dad's firm at a more like executive overseeing operations level. I don't know, something with that aspect, like the Hotel Nantucket would be his project. I think that would be really cool since he loves it there so much. Also Bibby, we can't forget about her. I love that she got a scholarship for criminal justice, and I hope she and her daughter have a wonderful, beautiful future. And I definitely think she stole that scarf though. I really think she did. Lastly are a few of my little thoughts, and of course the quote that Lisbeth had on her wall from Socrates was, "The secret of change is to focus all your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new." Another quote that I think about with that is like, the rear view mirror is small for a reason. Like, you got the whole windshield, look forward, don't look back too much. Yeah, I love that that cheesy little quote really sunk itself into Lisbeth, and she was able to build something better at the hotel, have a better relationship outside of JJ. I love that she didn't go back to JJ even though he was sorry and all of that. But I also hated that JJ proposes to her, apologizes to her, and then come to find out Christine is running the deck. Like, what? That bothered me. Like, was he actually sorry? He didn't do a very good job of, like, winning her back. I feel like if Christina wouldn't have come back. They might have gotten back together, but the fact that he was like, it was a mistake, and then immediately invites Christina back to work. Dude, JJ, come on. The heck. Yeah, I'm glad she didn't go back to him. And the fact that she says it's ludicrous that she considers JJ safe after what he did. Familiar might be a better word, and I feel like that's where people get stuck in their relationships, is because it's familiar, it's a cycle. We stick with things that are familiar to us. We accept the love we think we deserve, that kind of thing. It's not necessarily safe. I loved all of Lisbeth's playlists, but they all seemed out of pocket. Like all of a sudden it was just another playlist. That seemed so strange, but I loved the addition. Don't get me wrong. I love a good playlist in a book. And also, can we talk about her salary? The GM's salary is $125,000 plus benefits. I wonder if that's changing now with the new ownership. Regardless, can I apply? Like, what? Actually, that sounds horrible. Her work seems so stressful, and it's pretty much every day of the week. That seems exhausting, and I can't do that. Also, I'm really confused as to why Mint, the son of Jackson and what's-her-face, didn't turn over the journal sooner. Like, it's so weird that he waited until he passed on to turn it. It could have just solved the whole mystery. I don't know. Was he protecting his family and his name? I don't know. It was just weird. Grace could have moved on so much sooner, but I'm glad she didn't, because she is such an asset to the hotel and I adore her. Well, that is the discussion of the Hotel Nantucket by Elin Hilderbrand. I highly enjoyed it. It's a great beach read. I understand why she is the queen of beach reads. It was fun. I wish we definitely would have gotten more POV from Grace, and it would have been really cool if it was more focused on her haunting the hotel, but all the drama that ensued was a lot of fun and I enjoyed every aspect of it. So I thought it was just going to be a little bit different, but I'm pleasantly surprised with what we got. With that being said, respect others, respect yourself, and do something amazing with your day. Thanks, bye!